Hello, what's up YouTube? I'm going to have to keep this brief because I've only got 5 minutes, but I'm starting to get tired with Destiny. It's starting to get very stale to me. I never thought I'd say it because I really love this game, but it is beginning to become more like a job. It's unfortunate, but it's true. There are a few things I think though they could introduce which would bring the game back to life a little bit for me. I mean, the problem is right now that people have done everything. Aside from raiding, I've pretty much done everything there is to do, and I've done it in enough of an amount that I'm not really bothered about doing it anymore. So I think a couple of new game modes would definitely bring people back into it. New game modes with new, possibly, I don't know, new rewards, maybe? I did think something potentially kind of like a horde mode or an extermination mode where you have to clear out the entire area of enemies. Something like that maybe. Another thing I think would bring people back into the game would be gear trading. See, the problem is right now you can't swap any gear. I have a vault full of legendary equipment. I have a vault full of materials. But I've got nothing to do with them. I have friends who want to be doing the same level stuff that I'm doing, but they can't because they don't have the gear. If I could bring them into what I'm doing, it would definitely increase the amount of time that we both would spend playing the game. Now, I understand that Destiny, or Bungie rather, don't want people just being given legendary equipment because it would raise them up too fast. But at the same time, it would give people an incentive to play. When you consider the amount of time it would take to save up the Vanguard marks for a full set of legendary weapons and equipment, or the luck involved in actually being given it, it seems silly to me that they'd restrict people in that way. Speaking of restrictions, the next thing is the restrictions that seem to get added into the game with every single update, the most recent of which is Vanguard marks, commendations rather. You now can't spend your Vanguard marks or Crucible marks unless you have the appropriate commendation to use. It's another restriction, it's another thing to stop people managing to get anywhere and slow down progress. Which, by the time you get to the point that I'm at now, where I have so much of everything I don't need to worry about it, I have one of every legendary weapon for all 3 characters. I mean, with my main character, the Titan, they're mostly exotic weapons. The legendary's just there, so I can actually equip them all. But
looking good. Keep it up.
At this point in time, I don't need to collect them. I think I've got 14 Vanguard commendations in my inventory, and I've got nothing to spend them on. So, even though it's another restriction, it's not one that's affecting me particularly. But you've got to put a lot of time in to get that amount of them and have it not affect you. But it's just another thing that stops people from getting somewhere because they need either one or the other. They've either got a lot of commendations and no marks, or a lot of marks but no commendations. So, removing all these restrictions and allowing people to actually just put the time in that they want for the rewards that they want would go a long way to bringing people back into it. I think another thing that would bring people back is some new weapon types. It doesn't need to be anything particularly huge. It would though give people more stuff to spend the marks that they've recently accumulated on. As I said, I've got nothing else that I need to buy, but yet I keep getting marks, and the problem with that is it's another incentive that I don't have to go out and actually earn marks. That's why this is becoming like a job to me, because with nothing new to spend money on, I've got no reason to play day in, day out. I've got no reason to log in, I've got no reason to do strikes and stuff like that. So yes, some new weapon types. Maybe heavy weapons, a shoulder mounted laser cannon. Maybe main weapons, an SMG. Something like that. There are other things as well, but I don't really have the time to go through them, so maybe another time. Anyway, peace out.